tell me what Joe Milton is doing at the Pats camp, because I'm happy for this young man.
Guys, Joe Milton is reportedly balling at the Pats camp to the point that the Boston Globe training camp observations say Joe Milton, not Drake May, their top 5 pick, is the WOW quarterback. Yes, that's right. They're higher on Joe Milton at the Globe right now. Drake May in an 11-on-11 threw a pick 6, and Joe Milton threw a ball to Javon Maker that might have hit the, quote unquote, according to Griffin Della Penna, might have hit the moon for a touchdown. And also, Joe Milton threw a pass that people say looked like it hit a cloud because it actually threw a pass so high it went above a cloud and then came down. I don't know why that helps you in the NFL because you're not trying to hit clouds, but that's what the Patriots fans are in love with. Also,
you sound like you don't think that Joe Milton can be a great pro. I'm going to ask this question on the YouTube page right now. It's our poll question. Joe Milton will be blank: a great pro, a good pro, a washout. 50% say a good pro, 17% say a great pro, washout 33%. I think he's going to be a great pro. And by great, I mean, let's take this on a curve a little bit. He's going to be a starter. He's going to have what's the guy who, you like that, who's bounced around. Yeah, he'll have a Kirk Cousins type of career. To me, for him, that's a great career.
First of all, Kirk Cousins is the most underrated quarterback of the last 10 years. He's been a better quarterback than Tom Brady the last 10 years. Look it up. Look up the numbers. Okay.
Sure, but anyway, go ahead.
Yes. Anyways, Joe Milton also wowed everybody with the backflip at there. So they're in love with his athleticism. They're in love with his arm strength, and he's outperforming Drake May at camp. I'm going to go good pro career. I think Joe Milton might get a start or two in the NFL. And I think here's what's going to happen. This is the honest truth. What's going to happen, Dave? I tell you guys this all the time. Quarterbacks with athleticism and big arms are like the toxic girl at the bar. Everything in you as a scout says you shouldn't take this person, but you just can't resist it. And so somebody won't be able to resist him, and they're going to give him every chance to succeed, but it's not going to work because Joe Milton is just not accurate enough. So he will be a starter for like a year maybe, but it'll be a career backup because people are going to be in love with that arm. Now, I'll say this. For Joe Milton, typically big arm flameouts that I know of, Dave. I think Ryan Leaf. I think Jamarcus Russell. Fred White's on our show, and he's very defensive of Ryan Leaf. He thinks Ryan Leaf was kind of set up to fail being in the Chargers organization. There's a reason Eli Manning didn't want to go there. But either way, Ryan Leaf was very thin-skinned, didn't handle it well. Vince Young, another one, big arm. The big arm quarterbacks that are flops all seem like they had mental issues that they couldn't get through. There's no sign that Joe Milton has that whatsoever. He doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like he's thin-skinned, and he doesn't seem like he's lazy. I'll give him that.
No, I agree. One of Hooker's hangouts. Treat yourself to authentic Asian cuisine, handcrafted from guarded family recipes. 5 locations to choose from right down below. AsiaCafe.org, AsiaCafe.org. One of Hooker's hangouts. You can see me there. Absolutely loved it. Caleb, my issue with Joe Milton is something that maybe Tennessee fans don't want to hear. But I believe that he got motivated as NIL became a thing and he realized there was money out there. The money that he made at Tennessee, let's say it's $1 million a year. Let's say he made $1 million at Tennessee. I don't know that, but that sounds about right for a starting quarterback in the SEC. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. That money's going to run out. And then that first NFL check's going to run out. And I think that he is motivated by material goods, and I think he'll do well in the NFL. There's something to be said for being motivated in that regard. And I don't mean it to sound like a mean thing or a criticism. It's not. If you're motivated by material goods, that's great. Some people are, some people aren't. I think he is, and I think that he will be. I think that will benefit him and make him a better quarterback because he'll realize that this little seed of $1 million can turn into a tree of tens of millions of dollars.
So what you're saying, Dave, let me be clear on this. What you're saying is it's a year 3 in the NFL, year 4. It's a contract year for Joe Milton. All of a sudden, he's going to play at a level we have never seen him to play before. He's going to play so well. Then he'll get his big contract. and then he's going to completely falter off because he's already got the material needs that he got.
I wasn't going to go there, but if you want to go there, you can.
I'm just no. Again,
you're going is you're taking the poor guy and just tearing him apart.
That sounds like you're saying he's waiting until he gets that Jordan Love contract. You guys saw Jordan Love. I think he's now making $55 million a year for the Packers, and you're saying he's waiting until he gets that, and then he's like, "Peace, I'm out, got my money." And that sounds like that's what you're saying, Dave.
Quarterbacks want 2 contracts though, so I don't think he'll do that.
Okay, maybe that's true. I'll say this for Joe. I think it's very possible. I think one of the other reasons he may be better in the NFL, I think it's very possible he was, to a degree, and something you told me about Jamal Lewis back in the day, may have been protecting himself for the NFL last year. We lamented his refusal to run when it was there. Honestly, if Joe Milton was just more willing to run, don't you think Tennessee's offense could have been close to what it was under Hendon Hooker in 2022? Maybe not as good, but close.
Closer.
Yeah. What if he was not willing to run because he didn't want to get hit and injured for the NFL? I mean, we're talking about a guy that just in practice the other day did a backflip. Nothing puts you more at risk for injury than a backflip, okay? Like, you could land wrong and break your leg. You know this, Dave. Tony Allen with the Celtics, remember that? Did some, unimportant dead ball dunk to show off for the crowd and broke his leg and missed the whole year for it. Like, you don't want to do a backflip just to do a backflip unless you're trying to let the scouts see that you are athletic.
I don't think you want to do a backflip no matter what, to be real honest with you. But yeah, the thing about Joe Milton is he has to be, and you could say this about every quarterback. If they fell into the right system, who would be a better quarterback, Hendon Hooker or Joe Milton?
I'm still going Hendon Hooker.
Okay, I would go Hendon Hooker, but probably not by nearly as much if he fell in the perfect system. I use the perfect system when I say this: protect the quarterback. In a different way, Tom Brady was protected when they won a Super Bowl his first year as a full-time starter when he took over Drew Bledsoe. I'm sorry, his name escapes me. Jalen Hurts was protected in some ways with the way on what they ran, a lot of play action to keep him out of harm's way. So I think you could do that with Joe Milton as he got more comfortable. Maybe I'm falling in love with his talent, just like Josh Heupel did. But there's just too much talent there for me to think that given if I'm a coach 2 years, I can't build that into something. And if you get him to believe a little bit, because he's still got some doubt. I mean, look at his career. There have been plenty of times where he's had bad news. You're not the starter. You need a transfer. You're not the starter again. He's probably got some doubt. Get that doubt out of there, and I think he can grow into a great quarterback.
I'm having a hard time with it. And it's, again, I want to be clear on this because I'm very sensitive to when we talk about quarterbacks, particularly African-American quarterbacks this way, because there is obviously stigma. I don't think Joe Milton's not smart. I think he's a very smart person. You interviewed him last year. I met him at SEC Media Days. He's a very intelligent person, guys. I don't think he thinks quickly on his feet.
Football processing and intelligence is two completely different things.
Yeah, exactly. There can be people who are really dumb that process football well, honestly, that think quickly on their feet. Joe Milton, Joe Milton's a guy.
Brett Favre.
That's true. Brett Favre was the best one. Joe Milton's a guy that I could actually trust, if he chose to go to school for engineering to build a ship for NASA, like the way Josh Dobbs did, he might be able to do that. But I don't know if he can, and he could probably study film well. But does he react? Reflexes are a different thing. Football is almost a reflex game, and it's just not there with Joe.
The show represented by Banks and Jones. You got to believe, and I hope he believes more than Caleb.